last week with my Free with Food members, and this was the topic, and I thought it was so important. They resonated with it so much that I wanted to share a part of that call or a part of those tips on here. And so typically after dinner is the time that most people struggle with. You know, I struggle with it. Most of my clients struggle with. It's like the day's over, you don't have things to do, you're done dinner, and you sit on your couch and you're like, oh, you know, the ice cream's calling my name, the cookies are calling my name, what do I do? And you sort of have that internal battle. And two things that are really, really important for to overcome night eating or overeating at night, however you want to phrase it. So the first is looking at your transitions. And I've never quite taught this in this way. And I realized when I was teaching it last week to the group of ladies in my membership program is that it really resonated and hit home with them. And so I wanted to share it on here because it's really important and something we often overlook. So transition time, what do I mean by that? So let's just say you're going to work, you're getting up, you're going to the gym, you're at work, you're doing a project, you're emailing, you're caught up in the day, it's out to lunch, you know, you're kind of in this like frenzy of activity. You get home, you're cooking dinner, you're taking care of your kids. It's like, you know, it just keeps going. And so by the time you sit in the couch, you're just sort of like, oh my gosh, you know, the day's done, and you've created such momentum for yourself that it's hard to stop. And when you have that battle and the food's calling your name, it's like you get in that place where you give in. And so what transitions do is help you settle one thing, close the door, you know, take off your shoes, change your clothes, have a cup of tea, go for a walk, like whatever it is, whatever transition it is for you, but acknowledging, okay, the workday's done and I'm preparing for the next activity, whether that's eating, whether that's going for a walk, whether that's hanging out with friends, whether that's an activity with your partner, whatever it is, it creates this time signaling to your body that says, okay, this is over and I'm preparing for this new thing. So it's like we need that time to readjust. We need that time for the momentum to slow down, for us to be done the activity and to sort of meet the new activity, cooking dinner. We're done dinner, you know, we do the dishes. It's like before if we don't take time to transition before we know it, it's just like our day is just a blur of go, go, go. And we never quite, you know, have that time to slow down and be like, okay, let's take some transition. Let's, you know, have this space, create this space that we're allowing for that next thing to come. And so it's like, if you automatically go to the food when you're in front of the TV or when you're done dinner, or you're sitting on your couch, giving yourself 5 minutes to transition can be a really, really big help to you and can really help to curb that overeating. Why? Because it gives your body the chance to just settle in and to realize what you're actually needing, which is step 2, which I'll get to it in a minute. But it's like whether you take a shower or you change your clothes, you read a book for 10 minutes, you call someone to chat, you clean up, you like whatever it is, music, song, a dance, a class that you're going to, like having that transition time and having something that you do that's sort of your ritual can really signify, okay, the workday's done and I'm heading into dinner, or dinner's done, I'm heading into my evening, and allow your body just to kind of settle in. And if you think about it, we don't really in our culture have transitions. Like we go to our jobs, we get the promotion, we do this, we move, we adjust to a new city, we end college, we start our jobs. Like we never have that transition period. So this is sort of really key to just settle your body and to signify something's ending and something else is beginning. And so that it also gives you the time to do step 2, which is the second piece of this is identifying what emotion you're feeling. But the more important piece is asking what you're craving. So of course, emotions play such a big role in food, and whether we want them to or not, being bored, being lonely, being angry. Typically, if you struggle with food, that's your go-to coping mechanism. So part 2 has kind of like an A and a B, and it's that the first piece is to, yes, identify your emotions. So are you bored? Are you lonely? Are you wanting, to be out with friends? Are you stressed? Are you overwhelmed? And the second piece of that is to ask yourself what you are craving. So this can be a question that really sort of meets the need that food is filling. So like it can be a big question, like what am I craving in life right now? It can be something smaller like, do I need interaction, or do I need alone time? Or do I need physical activity? Do I need time alone? Do I need reflection time? Do I need intimacy? Do I need appreciation? Do I need more creativity? Like, what do I need? Because this can help you open up the door to understanding what it is that food is fulfilling for you. And it's like, it's this two-part thing where, yes, your emotion is so important to identify, but that follow-up question is, what am I craving? And so if you're bored, are you craving connection? If you're lonely, are you craving intimacy? If you're overwhelmed, are you craving relaxation? If you're stressed, are you craving peace? Like, yes, identify the emotion, but the second piece is, what am I craving? And so when you can really get to that underlying piece, it can help you really then make a game plan, and so you don't turn to the food. And so if you understand that you want connection, or you want intimacy, or you want activity, or you want time with girlfriends, when you identify the connection or the craving that you want, you automatically understand that food isn't going to do it. If you have food, it's not going to give you that connection, or give you that intimacy, or give you that time with your girlfriends that you really want. It's sort of this false way of us fulfilling our needs. And when we can first identify the emotion and then what we're craving, it can be transformational, because you get to the root of what food is actually doing for you. So just a quick recap: if you're struggling with overeating after dinner, using transition time. So when you get home from work, like when your work day is over, like transitioning, having a cup of tea, spending 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever you can, to just transition into the next activity, from work to dinner, from dinner to your evening, because it slows down. And when you slow down, it brings up that awareness for you to get in touch with what you're really feeling and what you really want, which at the end of the day is what we are looking for when we're wanting to put down the food and meeting our real needs. The second piece is kind of an A and a B. Part A, identifying the emotion that you're feeling, but also asking, what am I craving? Am I craving alone time? Am I craving being outside? Am I craving movement? Am I craving creativity? Am I craving doing something with my hands? Like, what is it that you're craving? So you can start to really look at that need that you're fulfilling with the food, and finding something else that will fulfill that need. And I'm doing a challenge next week, and I'm so excited. I've never done this challenge before. It's how to be a normal eater. And so many clients that I've worked with, and so many women that I talk to, and myself included, I remember just thinking, like, I just want to be normal around food. Like, is that too much to ask? Like, I just want to feel normal. So I'm doing how to be a normal eater challenge next week, and it's completely free, and it's a 5-day challenge, and you'll get video challenges every day, and we're really laying the foundation for how to take those first few steps to just feel normal around food, to just be able to go out to eat and order what you want and be with friends and not think about food, or not think about the exercise you have to do because you ate the food. So all that kind of stuff. So I'd love for you to join me. The link is above. And if you have any questions, I'd love to hear your comments. Let me know, and I'll be back on Facebook Live tomorrow.